They released two versions that were slightly different from one another, and then released a version that was like both of them, except for slightly modified. I mean,
And it still didn't have all the Pokemon.
yeah, I'll give them that they've done a better job of making the combination game like more interesting. Like in Yellow, all you got was a Pikachu that followed you around, which you could never evolve because if you did, it would stop following you around. But
Well, Nintendo has definitely done a better job at scamming kids than I've ever done. I mean, I'm sure if you pulled up in a van next to a kid and said, "Hey, want some candy?" they wouldn't get in. But if you said, "Hey, want a Pokemon?" they'd be like, "Yeah."
yeah, that was stronger though when I was a little kid. Okay, I guess we're talking about Pokemon. I'm gonna get on to the subject of Pokemon cards just for a minute.
Ew.
Yeah, look, the only
Actually, I like
reason.
a Game Boy game.
Yeah, the game was alright. We never played the game as kids, though. Me and my friends just collected the Pokemon. I wasn't even aware that there was a game to it until well after they were past their prime and nobody wanted to see them anymore. Which, for some strange reason, the cards are still going strong today.
I just remember there were always these douchebags that were like, "Hey, I have Japanese cards. I'm better than you. I'm better than your whole family because I can't read my card." I think this one is called Super Duper Omega Kick You in the Balls Attack. It does like 1,000 damage.
Wow.
It obviously says that, but in Japanese.
It's
I
like,
know this because I'm better than you.
it's like, dude, the numbers are written in Romaji. It's English numbers right there. No, no, it's 1,000. It's 1,000.
It's 1,000 in Japanese.
Yeah, look, that's a whole nother podcast. My rant about douchebags who like to make Japanese cards better than they actually are. But that's another bit of nerd rage I have. Like I said, a different podcast. Anyway,
A different episode.
yes, for a later date. Anyway, yeah, I guess back to that platinum thing that I was trying to get at, but then I gravely forgot about it. Anyway, yeah, the only real difference between well, no, Platinum was another combination game, obviously. The only
What?
thing, you
Oh
know,
yeah, it was.
yeah.
Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. I remember now.
Um, are you planning on playing it? Will I ruin anything if I like divulge the only difference between Diamond and Pearl and Platinum?
Oh my god! Spoiling a Pokemon plotline. Spoiling Pokemon gameplay secrets. If you do this to me, I will kill you. There is nothing more important to me than the secrets of Pokemon.
Touche. Okay, the only real difference between Diamond and Pearl and Platinum is that in Platinum they added a whole nother one world to the entire series where the Pokemon yes. Yeah, the only point is to make a Pokemon that was optional in Diamond and Pearl a more prominent thing in the storyline of Platinum, which is pretty much useless. Once you catch the Pokemon, it doesn't even matter. But I think Ruby and Sapphire is where the entire series sort of kicked off, in my opinion. Like, it definitely gained its following early on because Ruby and Sapphire wouldn't have existed without it. But, like, the style they use in Ruby and Sapphire is still used now to a large extent. And,
I thought you were going to say it didn't get popular till then.
nah, it definitely got popular. Dude, there was like,
Yellow version sold 2 million copies on its opening day. I was going to call you on so much bullshit, but anyway, go on.
yeah, look, I'll just, real quick, that series probably had a cult following after the first week of its existence.
And then a mass following after the first week and a half.
And there's probably still a whole bunch of, you know, I'm not going to be discriminatory, but these people who may or may not have been laid ever, who still collect all the Pokemon in every games.
Did you say have been laid ever? Did you
Never.
really just say that?
Maybe.
Whatever. Go on.
I guess I'll just go on to my next useless rant about... Yeah, this is a bit of Pokemon-related nerd rage. You could never get all the freaking Pokemon in your boxes at one time after... Yeah, the start of Ruby and Sapphire was when that happened. And then they tried to counteract that by, like, you had to go to New York, like a mall in New York, to go buy a thing that was essentially a larger version of the box system in the game, so you could fit all the Pokemon in one game. But no. I mean, when I played Ruby and Sapphire, I had no life. I still have no life, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to go out in real life to a faraway place and talk to people so I could buy a thing and then go back to my hole and play Pokemon. That was just ridiculous. It's like, hey, if you want to catch all the Pokemon, come over here and get this thing so you can do it. I'm like, no thank you, I'll just stay here. Yeah.
I think the only game that Nintendo hasn't hoarded the shit out of is Zelda, and maybe Metroid.
Yeah, I think...
But
sure, why not? Let's just go with that. I mean, the only game... I mean, I think they've hoarded Zelda out a little bit, just in the DS franchise of games. I think sequels in Zelda does not equal success, but that's a different podcast also.
screw that. I want to hate on Nintendo.
But we're not here to bash Nintendo. Well, I'm not here to bash Nintendo.
Should be. I go everywhere to bash Nintendo. That is always the first thing on my mind. I walk into a room full of people who want to do me. I'm like, damn, I want to hate on Nintendo. I want to hate on Nintendo.
Yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, Nintendo doesn't have much to hate on. But yeah, my scope of played games is insanely small, so maybe I'm speaking in an uninformed context. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else about the Pokemon series you'd like to say? Any closing statements, Mr. Sample?
Well, I'd just like to remind everyone that only idiots actually buy a Pokemon game. That's all I have to say.
It's a bad influence, man. Nintendo's gonna sue us. No, they're not. They got you know, that guy in the tower. They'll be fine.
They probably don't even speak English.
They're just, like I said, standing like, dance puppets! Buy our overpriced, slightly modified version of the last thing we gave you, and prosper for the first few
This time,
minutes.
I'm not even going to update the graphics. It's all going to be recycled. Like a crappy Ren and Stimpy cartoon.
Alright.
Really, any Ren and Stimpy cartoon.
Well, yeah, I'm running out of interesting things to say, and I don't know. I guess we should cut this one for now. Pretty good.
I suppose that's all she wrote.
Yep. Alright, I'll just take this chance now to pour ourselves out. Unlike the Pokemon, though, we don't pour the same version of ourselves out.
Oh, we're not even making you pay for this podcast.
Because it's definitely worth that the caliber of this podcast. It's godly. It's definitely worth paying for. If you
We're
had,
definitely not sitting in our basements recording this over Skype.
and we definitely have more pressing issues to attend to. You guys should be thankful we're taking time out of our days to do this. No, okay, please don't take that statement to heart, because I don't want to alienate whatever 5 viewers we'll have in the beginning or even at all. I didn't mean it. Anyway.
I think the 24-minute length is going to deter a lot of gamers as it is. We're a lazy people.
It depends. I've seen other podcasts